Good morning, Lori. We're up and at it. Looking across the market, seeing there are some pretty nice gap ups today. So we'll see what those gap ups are gonna do for us. Okay, and that is that. All right, so starting over here on TOS, looking at the scans, we got CTMX up 70%, SPRB up 128%. We have, let's see, GERN. That was a mover from earlier this week, but not really a big gapper on today. We have MEGL, which was kind of going with HKD yesterday. So we'll kind of watch what those are going to do as well. MEGL, HKD. Give me one. Let's see. Yep. So you're watching after hours ticker SPRB and CTRM. Let's see what kind of news that SPRB has. And it may not even matter. This may be a Freaky Friday mover. So with that big gap up, it may just give opportunities that are a little bit shaky, but still opportunities. HKD still up to $35. HKD just made me I just stopped watching it yesterday. I was looking at it. I was like, is this thing going to give a dip opportunity? Never did. Just a lot of indecisive ups and downs. Now, it had a big range, but the problem is, where's this? If it does go down, where's it going to stop? If it does go up, where's it going to, stop? There is no kind of concrete support and resistance. Give me 1 second. All right, but yeah, those are the ones that I'm gonna be watching. SPRB. I don't know if you guys took any pre-market trades. I know some of this action has been happening in pre-market. Looking over here on Street Smart Edge, pre-market has been kind of hot, but this one in the aftermarket did gap down. So it gapped down from 261 down here to 216 and is now up. So we'll have to see if we get any good dips in there. But definitely all eyes will probably be on SPRB right now. Getting more and more volume. It's a lower float. Let me look exactly what the float is here. SPRB. The float is looking like 6.32 million. Yeah, that's a nice low float right there. So that's probably gonna get a lot of action on today. So I just wait. Right now on the hour chart, let's see what kind of levels are down here. We have the 225s as a possible support level. And then we have where it actually dropped from 250 level. There's maybe some support. And this is on the hour chart. So these are hour candles. It held an hour up at these areas. So I would like to see it try to test down a little bit. We'll see where it comes down to. But either way it goes, it'll probably still be green on the day, no matter what. As long as it doesn't break down, maybe this 225 may be a little bit too far. So I will put a blue line down here at $2. If it breaks down 2, I'm not going to touch it. Where is my support? And change that to blue. Well, I'll say this. I may not touch it. It depends on what happens throughout the day. But it definitely needs to hold over too. Let me go and look on the daily chart as well. Well, the daily chart really isn't showing much on SPRB. CTMX is a little bit higher float. So I don't know if that one's going to be able to keep over SPRB. Let me see what the exact float is on that one. CTMX. Float is 55.06 million. Still what I would consider a low float, but will it be able to keep up with the volume and the range of SPRB is the question. I was looking at BLPH yesterday as well for a trade, but with HKD moving like it was and HKD sympathy plays, I just decided not to trade this one, and I'm glad I did because it just was flat. So I avoided that trade. What's up, Drifter? Let's see. Any other nice size movers with volume? And usually on Fridays, I'm gonna try to stick around things that are at the top of the volume list, because a lot of times on Fridays, if it's not getting volume, even if it does have a catalyst, like IMNM down here, has a catalyst, but the volume is not great. You know, IMNM up 24%, but look at this volume. No one even interested because all eyes are up here. So what I'm looking for, either these fail and this volume catches up, or I'll just focus on these because I just believe these are going to be the movers on the day. Even if they do drop, they'll probably give some bottom bounce opportunities. Okay. So 24%. I had a nice pop up off of these levels that it tested yesterday of the 379. It just seems like this 380 level is such a problem for the SPY. Continues to hold those 380s. So now SPRB is the second leading in volume behind Tesla, with 12, almost getting above Tesla with the volume. Probably will because it's a little bit cheaper, up almost 150%. SPR forming a high up here around the 325s, possible resistance. All right, so now SPRB is the top volume mover above $2. I don't know what's happening under $2. Not really focused down there. Let's go look at the yearly chart on SPBR. So it did have a little grind up on SPRB back here to the 213s. And let me look a little bit further back. Previous consolidations at the 460s right here, where it kind of failed again. So maybe it'll push up there on a Freaky Friday to the 450 level. But we'll see if it can give some nice dip opportunity. But yeah, 450s is what I would say is that maybe the line in the sand. And then the next consolidation is all the way up here to the 7s. I don't know if it can reach the 7s. That is a long way. Look back a little bit further. Just has been a descending type deal on it though. And 214. So we got 3 kind of levels, but I don't know if this $7 is achievable. But maybe the 460, 450 level is achievable. We'll see if that much FOMO comes in. We have about 15 or 17 minutes to the bell. And did I pull up my questions for my low floats? So these are the questions that I like to I wrote down to ask myself, hey, is this thing worth trading, right? So first question, is it a top 10 volume mover? SPRV is a top 10 volume mover. Is it low float? It's pretty low float. Does it have a catalyst? It does have a little bit of catalyst. What's the competition on the day? So the competition was Tesla above it on the top 10 mover list, and then CTMX, and then HKD. So, but it's above all of those other 3. What is the high of day? Well, we have yet to figure that out. We need to see a flush away from the high of day to kind of know, hey, this is pretty much the high of day. What levels of support for this stock? We had already looked at that over here. Levels of support down here may be at this previous gap down level, 250 or 225. So about a 25 on the 25 cent marks there. And then under $2, I may not mess with it. It just depends on how it holds under this blue line. But that's kind of my line in the sand. If it goes too far away from that, back towards $1. The next question is, are the shorts strongly winning during intraday after open? So after open, are the shorts winning big, and when will they want to cover? How much can they push it down before they want to cover? Next one, if a trader was to open up their scanners right now, would this ticker stick out to them? Would it be something that sticks out? And that's a yes. It's at the top of the volume movers. It's up 158%, all of that. So, you know, there's that. And then number 10 is, or no, number 9, is the retracement worth the risk? So at what point that it comes down, would it be worth the risk for a move back upward, right? And so right here, I would say if it would come down to maybe the, I don't know, the 250s from the 324s, that's a nice little 75-cent run there back up to retrace. If it comes down to the 225s, that's an even better run back up to the highs, right? So is the retracement worth it? If it comes down, maybe. Number 10, are there any large areas of interest on the level 2s for support or resistance? And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about on that in just a minute. And then the boundaries. I'm not trying to trade anything with low relative volume but has a big range. So if it's moving dollars but it's only got 100,000 shares traded, I'm not trading that. It's just too illiquid. I'm not trading anything that isn't sticking out to the people, isn't something that people can just open up their scanners and be like, okay, this is it. If there's too much commotion in the market, too much competition against this particular stock, I'm not going to trade it. I'm just going to leave it alone. Kind of like yesterday with BLPH. It was too much competition that was already ripping, and I'm not trying to buy breakouts, so I just left it alone. But anyway, SPRB on the level 2s. Let's see if we see any big orders sitting out here. And we can take notes. So at the 322 level, they're trading there at the 322 on the bids. Is there anything further away that can be tested? So there's one 11,000 right here at the 299s. And let's go a little bit further down the bid. There's 260s. So one at $3. There's a little size sitting down there. And I'm thinking in my head, why would there be a bid size that big, that far away from current price action? Those can't be sellers, right? No one's going to put their orders that low, that big, and not be and be a seller going down that far when they could get in now to be a seller, right? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is an area of interest for buyers at the $3. It just makes sense, right? And then I scroll down a little bit more to this 263 area. Now, the thing is, if you don't take notes on this, sometimes these numbers change and they'll spoof and they'll do different things. But if you have it in your notes, hey, this is an area of interest, $3 level, around the 250 level, then you can kind of play ahead of the game because you saw previous interest there. So I will add a note there. There's one 10,000, about a 10,000 share at what was it, $3, and then another about 10,000 share at the 260s, and we'll see how it tests these areas. 260 to 260 to 250 to 260 area is where I'll be looking for a possible buy entry. Okay. And there's my little note there. And we'll continue to kind of observe the areas of interest down here. 221, look at that, 30,000 at the 221s down there. Who in the what seller would put a position down here like that? I don't know many. So let me add that real quick. 30,000 at the 220s. Okay. All right, so we will keep all of that in mind. Let's see if we can go even further. There's one at, now if it hits $2, I don't know. I'm skeptical of that. That's quite a bit of a dip, but it's got a 30,000 share position sitting on the books there as well. Now, remember, these numbers could be real, could be fake. These are just numbers that I want to keep in mind, you know. So we got our levels and we got our levels of interest. So 2K or 10K at $3, 10K of interest at 250 to, oh, that's supposed to be 260. 260, 30K at 220, and 30K at $2. So if these start getting filled, that's what, from 3 to 2, that's $1 and about what, 10, 20, 50, 80,000 shares that need to be filled down there. So we'll see which of these support levels will actually hold the $3, 250, and it looks like it's a 25-cent decrease on the support. So we'll just see. We'll just observe. Other than anything else, I really I'm just gonna focus on SPR or SPRB. Drifter called out BVXV. BVXV up 10%. And let's see, BVXV. So let's go back to the questions on BVXV. It is a low float, got a little low float there, up 10%. So let's go through the questions on that one. So is it a top 10 mover? It is in the top 10. It is a low float. Does it have catalyst? I do not know. Has a little bit of catalyst. What is its competition on the day? Its competition is SPRB, which is up 146%. So would you trade something that is that behind the competition? And the volume is only 2 million compared to SPRB's 14 million in volume. So that marks BVX off until SPRB fails hard and BVX increases in volume. Let's see. What's the high of day? We already seen the high of day. I think high of day up here 444. And the next question was high of day and has it been retested? We do see that it's already been retested, so that's going to be a nice level of resistance there, trying to play behind SPRB. What levels of support for BVXV? So if we go out here to its daily chart on TOS, kind of, it's up at 350, but it's kind of this previous support is 297. If it gets going down, it may not be too pretty anymore, especially after this nice little gap down, just in consolidation right now. Let's see what's the next question. The next question, are shorts strongly winning during intraday after open? And this is after we know about the competition on the day and the high of day being retested and all of that. Are they strongly winning, and is that volume pouring in there? 8, if a trader was to open up their scanners right now or at the moment of your trade, would this ticker be something that sticks out to them? And if we look on TOS, we're looking at the scans. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's number 9 on the top volume movers. And it's one away from falling off. So it's one of those that's like, it could, but it's got a lot of competition up here. Next question, is the retracement worth the risk? So we look at the if we look at BV whatever, what kind of retracement can it give during the open after this nice little dip down? It took half of this previous candle out. Maybe a retracement to the body of this candle, the $4 level. So that's a 50-cent jump up there. And it's a, it may not, depending on how many people focus on SPRB. So it's kind of a risky thing trying to play against SPRB today in the low floats. Let's pull those questions back up. Was there one more? Are there any large areas of interest on the level 2 for support and resistance? So let's look at this level 2 for BV. Will we see those 10,000, those 30,000 shares, or is that interest not here? And as I'm scrolling down, I'm not seeing those sizes sitting out there like on SPRB. No 10,000. So in comparison to its competition, there is more interest on the books than BV or BVXV. So for all those reasons, I would stay away from it until something very drastic happens with SPRB. It's gonna have to fail big. It's gonna have to volume's gonna have to dry up or something. So those are the kind of questions that I just jotted down. I was like, man, all last year I was like, I need to write down questions that I can ask myself to have in mind to make a trade plausible. And the thing is, we don't see on BVXV, even on the ask side, we see 11,000 share on the ask side. There's some interest on the ask, which could be short sitting up there at what level? Is that the $4 level that we said at first? Yep, $4 level. So that $4 level, the body of this candle here has some short sitting and waiting, right? And they got 11,000 share position there. I don't know if those are real numbers. They could be spoofed, could be much bigger, could be a little smaller. You never know. But that is a area of interest for the on the ask. So I would think those are shorts putting their order that far away from the current price action. HKD dropping to 27. Woo! HKD on a death stroll. Gapped up to 50 and dropping, man. All right, we got 3 minutes to the open. SPRB has the most volume on the day, so that'll probably be the number one focus. Gonna have to do some dipping for me though. We already have our levels marked off here. $3, $2.50, $2.20, $2. And the top moved up a little bit. What's this high? High of 337. Less than a minute till open. Can the shorts win big out of the open? I wonder. I wonder. I see a level building on the ask here at the 325s, 12,000 shares right there on the ask. So we'll see what action it gets at the 325. It may get through the 325 to fill these orders and then come back down. So we'll see what the 325 does to it on SPRB. See that on the level 2. And then the next level is 340 on the ask. But this is the only one sitting out there with like 10,000 on the books. 340 getting up there. Touched very nice. Let's see those shorts win this on the first hour. Yes, sir. Let's get on down. right above the $3. Go ahead and crack that $3 down. And my time frames are 15-minute, 30-minute, and hour. So mine look a little bit different than yours. If you're trading on the 1 minute or whatnot, that's why these are a little bit bigger time frames. So it got up to that 325, got through the 325 and filled some orders up here. We'll see if they can continue that push. Right now it's looking like indecision. We'll see. Breaking down the threes. So on the notes, let's see, $3 was one of them. So there was 10K at 3. Let's see if it continues to get knocked down. We have the 250s, 260s as well that could possibly get tested. These $3 folks are the ones that took the most risk on the morning. If they bought off the 3, and it may work out for them. But I'm looking for a little bit lower. I'm looking for some of these levels to kind of break down, and where shorts are like, okay, we're ready to cover, and then I get in. So 3. All right, coming on down. 287s. This is just the first hour of play. So letting this do its thing to the downside. Good morning, GD. Only other competition it has is Tesla. BVXV went on down. And so at this point, and this is what I was talking about, that question that if someone were to open up their scanner right now, would BVXV be something that they're looking at with only up 3%? Is that something that they're going to zone in over SPRB? No. All right, coming on down, coming on down. Nice little winnings for the shorts. I like it. Coming all the way down here. 250s. I need to make these align. So we do have a nice top. We know where the bodies of these candles are as well. Right here at this resistance here around 3, right at 320-ish. It's pushing away from that. So now it's like, okay, when will this fall, the retracement up to the highs be worth it? So this is a 280. If it goes back up right now, let's see, 275 back up to the 318. That'll be a pretty nice win, but we still haven't let this candle close. And right now, the hour, the 15, and the 30-minute are looking like, hey, we still want to go down. So you don't want to get caught buying on a lower time frame and not see these bigger pictures. Let's see, 250. 22 million shares traded. I like it. VWAP right now is at the 298s. So if it were to come back to VWAP and fail, is that worth it? From the 275 up to the 298s, $3-ish level. Is that a worth it trade? That's about 25 cents there. If it were to come back, but it's going to need to slow down and find some type of floor, because you don't want to buy a falling knife. Look at that, 221, still sitting out there with about 30,000 shares at the 221s. Between where it is now and where the size is down here, I'm still going to give it some time until some sizes come in between the 220 and back up here to the 277. Need to see more, some 10,000 sitting out here. Not seeing a whole lot. So it may need to come down a bit more until they get some conviction behind them. So this is the first pretty much plausible bounce point here coming into play, which is about the 250 level, coming on down to the 250 level. I don't know if it's got more downwards in it. That's why I'm going to wait for a little bit of confirmation around the 250s. If it wants to continue down, the next level would be the 225s, where we saw that 20,000 sitting out there right under the 225. So we'll see how they want to play it, but we will give them time to see if it can flush again or finish this flush. Now, what some people do, they build a position. So each one of these levels that could be a bounce point, they'll add a little bit here. If it comes on down, they'll add a little bit more. They'll add. And that's a plausible trade strategy. You know, you add a little bit, maybe you take not too many shares, you know, whatever you are comfortable with taking a starter position and then adding into some of these levels. But I want to see, I let the first hour go through just to see how this thing is going to close. Is this candle going to close in indecision? Does it still want to go down? We just started this hour. We're 8 minutes into this hour candle. And we're getting on down to the 250s. This is the first level that we have marked, first possible bounce level. Some people will take that. Even without this candle closing. So we'll see if it wants to actually bounce here at this 250 level. I'm going to give it time, of course, and we'll see what it wants to do. What's up? Forget my silence. What's up? Good morning to everyone that's tuning in. Giving this thing time to play to the downside. Still up 100%. So still going to be something that people are looking at and still on the top 10 volume movers. Coming down nicely. So right now it's just sitting on that level, finding a little bit of it may bounce here for real. But I'm gonna give it time at this level. I don't want to just enter here because it could continue down. This first candle has 9 million shares traded on its first 15-minute candle. 250's holding a little bit. But I'm not sure of that hold. You said it was a bad week for you. What happened, man? What you end up trading? Did you try to trade HKD? Because HKD tore a lot of pockets out. A lot of pockets. So continue to bounce around or above that 250. Let's see if they can hold up the 260s for what they got. Another 30 minutes. Getting on down to that 250 quite quickly. Okay. Throwing a little wick down there again. Hasn't even touched the 250 yet. Low of the 254. Hasn't even truly tested the 250 yet. No, I'm looking for it to take a position on SPRB here. Letting it come on down. I have my levels already out here, levels that I'm interested. This first level of interest, I want to see it test the 250s first before I try to do anything. It is pulling back a little bit on 10 cents off this bottom, but giving it a chance to kind of show me a level of interest there. And right now, 250 looks like a level of interest that is forming on the intraday. So we'll see what another test of 250 looks like. Yep, 23 million in the float. Yep, pretty low float. Still has VWAP up here at looks like the 284. So from this, there'll be a 20-cent winner if it bounced back to VWAP. And this is what I'm really looking for as a long. I want to see shorts winning and get to a level where I can enter for a retracement to VWAP. Right? That's how I'm taking these trades. And I'm using VWAP as kind of like my ceiling because a lot of these, some of these can crack through VWAP. Some of them get up to VWAP and fail big. But I'm patient, so I'm willing to wait. Willing to wait for a nice little formation to form around these lows. Not trying to buy breakouts. Or not trying to buy breakouts to the high side. I'll buy them on the low side. Tesla with 36 million, it's the only other competition right now, volume wise, to SPRB. See if this thing can continue down just a little bit more. So had a ward zone down here to 254. We'll see how it holds at 254 on this upcoming candle. Will it get up to VWAP here and fail out? So it's 283, the first test back to VWAP. That will be, as of now, that will be what, 70 up to around the 80, so a 10-cent winner there. See what it wants to do. And this is why we give the first hour a little bit of time, because you never know. Forming a little bit higher low there at the 260, but that was quick. Hasn't been retested there yet at the 260. We'll see if it'll actually go ahead and go down to 250s. It'll be a little bit more weakness. 12 EMA resistance. Can we see those 50s come back in? Start breaking those 60s down. 65s. CTMX. Less obvious trade support down here. Kind of like a blue sky for shorts. Back to the downside. SPY taking a dip down back to the 380s. This thing has held the 380s for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. MEGL was following HKD earlier. HKD did crash from 50 down here to the 29s and continuing to go down. So my question is, can SPR break down the 50s and regain the 50s? Kind of struggling to re-enter the body of this 15-minute candle. The body of this 15-minute candle is right at the 270s, giving it issues. Maybe we'll drop soon. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm looking. Come on, shorts, get that big win. Push that thing on down. Oh yeah, there's a drop. That's what we like. Come on. I'm gonna break that bottom. 250s. Let's go, shorts. Let's go. Take them home, shorts. The faster the shorts win, the faster they'll be willing to cover. Let's go. Yes, sir. Okay, okay, okay. So that level 250 is getting hard tested there. I like it. 240s. And remember, this size down here is still sitting at the 221s, 30,000 shares there. And this is the first hour. We still got quite a bit, but I do like it under the 250s here. Breaking back down that previous gap down level. Coming down to the 225s. And if you take the trade, off the 225s, you can risk to the $2, which is my blue line, which is 25 cents. You risk 25 cents for a return to the highs of I don't know if it can get to $3, but wherever it gets, if you buy at 225, that'll be about a 75-cent win. So just giving it time. 221, 30,000 there now on the bids. Let's look at the ask. Ask is at 279, right at VWAP for 12,000 shares. Nice. So that 250 is looking like it's starting to hold there. Let's see if it can reclaim. Still got a little bit of time. Can it tighten down these candles? 250 is getting reclaimed there, that previous gap down level. I'm going to I may add some here to see if it can just hold over this what is this, 240? That's a weird number though. Just for a test back up to this 278 here, VWAP. But it's not holding up those 50s. $246s. Can we see those 245s? A little bit of bouncing. Somebody getting filled down here. $249s. So I may give it one play at the 250s. And then just have my stop out at the 40s. Continues to play around with these 250s. All right, so I'm gonna give this one a play, 250, and I'm gonna have my stop out at the 239s. I'm in 500 shares. This is the first bounce point. Looking for a retest of VWAP. Low of 240 with my stop out. Mm, 239. So I will sell, well, I'm gonna wait to put my hard stop in. I'm waiting for this 15 minute to stop here. So 255, looking for a test back up to VWAP. And I am willing to add to this if possible. So that was our first bounce point. It's hanging around this bounce point, having some issues. So I'm looking for a little bit of popping back up. So right now I'm up 4 cents there. It's $20. Let's see if we can see 5, 6, 7, see it get up here off the lows. Continue to test above those 250s. Can we get those buyers above 250? All of this volume. Let's see if it can get up. So we have a stop here at the 223s. Definitely below 223s. I might have to get out and re-enter for some winnings. But as of right now, I'm kind of comfortable here. Shorts have won quite a bit and found a little point where they're finding some problems around the 250s. So let's see if we can get some continuation problems back up to VWAP. If we can see this break above 270, I'll bring my stop here to, well, if it breaks above 260s, I'll go ahead and bring my stop up to 244s. And then if it breaks 270, I'll bring my stop to break even, which is a 253. I'm up, let's see, how much am I up? 3 cents. Where are those buyers? Are those shorts ready to cover? Can we see the 60s back up there? '60s, can we see it? 59s. Ah. 59, can we see the break of the 60? And then I put a hard stop in on the 40. 59, see that break of 60? Can we see it? So again, testing the 250s. We'll see if it can actually hold here. How much time do we have on this one? We have 3 minutes left to this close of this 15-minute. See if it can continue to hold the 250s. If it does, I may add to this position for a retest of VWAP if it continues to hold the 250s here. Oh boy, giving you plenty of time, buddy. You've been holding this 250 forever. '53s. We got a minute until this closes. Looking to see if it can close above the 50s. I don't know if I want to add to this one. I may just wait and let this play out back to VWAP, and then when it comes back down, maybe I'll add some. I'll take another. I'll take another trade on it. $250s getting hard tested here below the 250s. Can we see more problems here? Still problems down here around that, right under the 250s. So now that it's below my entry price, I may look to add some now that it's under 250. Somebody's accumulating down here. Okay, so it stopped with a higher low there. I may go ahead and add if it comes back up and I see 49s. Yep, I'm gonna add there. Oh, I had to stop in, my bad, market. Add it there at 250, looking for the break back over 250. So I'm in 1,000 shares now, looking for that break over 250. Low was the 240s there. 252s. And I'll use this hour as my out. So two low of the 242s. Looking for that test back up. Continue to hold that 50 level. Looking for 255s if possible. A little bit of a war going on under here. My average price is 252. And we see 253s, 254s, anything like that. Holding this 250. There's 53s, 54s. Can we continue to push? Back up to VWAP. VWAP is a 274. Okay, so only up 2 cents there. Let's see if we can get a little bit more, maybe 5, 6 cents. Little blast back up to the 60s. Nice. So that's 5 cents there, $67. I'm gonna start taking a little bit close to this VWAP, looking for the break of 60. I'm gonna give it some time. I see them trying to pressure it, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my stop, hard stop at the bottom of this candle, 247s. Nice. All right, so that's the 60s. Can we get those the break of 70 here? That's 102 bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and take off some. Lock some in. 975 shares left. Lock some more in around VWAP. Looking for that break of 70 if possible. 69s. Okay, take some off there. Taking some. 875 shares left. Can we get that pop of 70? Okay, taking some more off. 775s. I see a little bit of pressure down here. Close to VWAP. Can we get that break of 70 real quick? 69s. Struggling on that 70 break. 68s. Okay, so take some more off. 66. There's a 70. Can we get that pop of 70 real quick? Just struggling there at that 70. Take a little bit more off. 625 shares left. Continue to struggle at that 70. Take some more. 525 shares left. Taking more. Every time it fails, I'm just gonna take off a bit because I'm okay with re-entry. Taking off. 325 shares left. Taking off a bit. 275 left. Taking off a bit more. The longer it takes, I'm just swiping. 225 left. $69s. Come on, push. There's 70s. Can we get that 75 test? Another failure at 70. Take off a little bit more. 200 shares left. And I will let, I've locked in net profit of 107. And I may decrease my size a little bit more. It just struggled there a little bit too much for my liking. So 175. I will leave 100 shares in there and put my stop at break even. 252. Stop. Let's do 260. If it breaks, 260 is close. I don't trust that. But we did see the failure at the VWAP there. It should have just went on through. But I will look for lower entries. I got 50 shares left. Go ahead and take off. Got 25 shares left, and I'll leave my stop at 250. If it breaks down 250, I'm just going to get out that last little bit. 25 share stop. But anyway, that's $120 something right there. Nice. And I'm gonna move this up. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm not even gonna play with this. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. I'm not gonna play with it. That's a lot of descension. So took everything right there. That's 125 bucks. Anyway, so we'll wait for those next levels to pop up. We had the 10K at $3. $3 failed. We had the 250. There was a 10K position there. Now we'll wait and see what happens at the 220 and then the $2. Well, I am going a little long. I do have a meeting at 9:30, so in about 20 something minutes, if nothing else comes into play, I'll just leave it at that. I've taken 2 trades this year, both green. Last one was $111. This one was $118, $125. So just keeping my month nice and green. Looking for those shorts to win for that cover. Do they have to cover everything? Nah, just give me a chance. That's all I need. All right, let's see. MEGL. SPY ripping on up there as well, 383. Okay, so let's check out the scans here and see if anything new has popped up. This was my focus. It met all of my criteria, answered basically all of my questions that I was asking. And we'll see if anything else comes up. But if not, I'm not willing to risk what I have in pocket. I'm okay with walking away. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. Do not have to trade all day. Give me something good. That's all I want. And behave like I expect you to behave. If you fail, I'll stop out and re-enter. Okay, yeah, so MEGL only up 6% there. IMNM 18%. Okay. So I still think SPRB is still going to be the focus for now. Even if it does go a little bit further than VWAP, I'm using VWAP as a ceiling that everybody can see. everybody, all retail traders or most retail traders are like, okay, this thing is above VWAP. I need to trade this. I'm like, I'm using VWAP as a psychological ceiling. I'm selling at VWAP. If it go and sometimes I hold a little bit of my position. So if it does go, okay, I'm still in. But in that case, look, I got $100 locked in. I just lock it in and just re-enter if I need to on the next dip. Plus, on the hour chart, this hour is still red. So I'm kind of finicky on things on hours that are still red because it can still come down. Down 17% since the open. We'll see if we can get some lower buys and another pop. But I don't know if I will be able to stream it because I have that meeting coming up in 20 minutes. Tesla. CTMX just had a little bit higher float for me. Less volume and less range. Forget you said you're still waiting. WWE. Still waiting. Usually I wait for the whole hour to close, but on this one I was like, you know, continue to struggle right there. We'll wait for a pullback, see if it can flush away from VWAP, give us an even better entry. I just don't like holding through a whole red candle. I want to see this thing close. See this thing close into the next hour. Now it could be forming higher lows. So at this point, 243 is the intraday low for support. 243 right there. And that's where I'll be watching to see if it can get down through and form another red candle for a little bit of a bounce. Right now, coming back up to VWAP there. Continue to struggle on that 270. $271s there. And like I said, my expectation is VWAP. So it can definitely blow through VWAP, and I'm okay. I just took my little bit. You know, my risk on that trade, my entry was 252 for 1,000 shares. So 252 times 1,000. So that was 2,500 that I put in, and I made 125. So let's see what that percentage gain is on that 2,500 or whatever. So 125 divided by 25, I think it's 2580. That's a 4% gain on that trade. So about 4% on that trade. Wasn't looking for the moon. But you know, the other trade that I took, I only spent $600 and made 111. I only took 50 shares. So it was a little bit bigger percentage. It was a 17% gain on that one. But this was a 4, and I'll take my little base hits, you know. Plus, this was a lot cheaper stock as well. This thing continues to struggle at that 270. Has a size down here of 10,000 right at the 65. I wonder will they go and test that 65 area. 10,000 there. I don't know if those are shorts or sellers. It's a little bit too close to the price range to know. But we will know if it gets down here and breaks it. Breaks that 65 down. We have a 255 position there, 25. So we need to take notes on this. So we have new things coming up. 265. So new positions. Saw one at 265 for 16,000. 17 or wait. That is a 17K position at 265. Let's continue down. We see 255. 255 with a 25K position. Then we have 250. These are some close little things in here with 15,000 shares at 250. So that means these could flush. With them being in such a tight range, if they are shorts, this is going to be a nice little flush here. What was that one? 240s. See, it's getting tighter and tighter in here. That's crazy. 250. And 240. 20,000 shares, 240s. Okay, so very tight range for a lot of big sizes. 230s with 30,000. Yeah, this could definitely be setting up a flush here. So we will wait, and then another 30,000 at the 211s. So that is a lot of flush potential right there. And then some at the 208s, but I want to see them a little bit bigger. I guess 208 could count. 208. But in comparison to what we saw beforehand, we took notes on these four here, and now here are our new ones. 17,000. Look how much tighter. These were 25 cents apart. These are like 10 cents apart, 5 cents apart. Big sizes. So I'm expecting a little bit of flush. And this is why I try to sell around VWAP, especially if it hasn't really extended away from VWAP. I'll sell at VWAP. I'm looking for a deep extension away from VWAP though. We'll see what that wants to do. Got about 10 minutes left on the stream. So I gotta get on out of here, man. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Of course, thank you for your chats and your comments and everything that you guys do. We do have a Discord, which we continue the conversation over there in the Discord. I will get that link for you guys. We have a trade analysis. We will copy that link. No, we need to send an invite. Invite people. Generate new link, copy. And here is the Discord link there. Somebody came in here and said noobs. I like it. On YouTube, I like it. Again, that's 70 giving it problems. And right now, at this point, I wouldn't take a trade here because this is completely 50-50. It could break over VWAP. It could absolutely fail. So that's a 50-50 trade right there. I want a little bit higher percentage on my side. All right, so the 65s, what happened to that size at 65? It disappeared. What in the world? So that's not good. Those sizes need to hold up if they're true levels of interest. So we got the 265, 255s. Continue to play around at 265, waiting for the dump there. If those were short orders, that 17,000 that was trying to get filled at VWAP, if these are short orders, we'll see a nice little push down here soon. Yeah, not acting very well at VWAP for the break. Probably faking a lot of people out here. And plus, this one isn't low float like I usually trade. It's a little bit higher for me. It's above 23. It's 23 million in the float. So I already know it can get a little choppy. But with it being so high on the day and being in the front of everybody, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot. Just not being able to lock out those 270s. Kind of indecisive movement here at VWAP. So now I'll be looking for it to go ahead and get down below the 250s before my next trade. It needs to break down 250. And I will, if I do take another trade, it will be a size down trade because I don't want to give back profits. Probably maybe like 250 to 500 shares, just to kind of put a little cherry on top for the day. 265s continue to get tested. Yeah, this thing is getting indecisive. So it's going to have to play around in this consolidation between 270s and the bottom 246, which is only a 30-cent drop. So we'll put new resistance on the 15 minute showing itself a little bit, 270s. But we got to see if that new resistance stays up, follows through to the other time frames. And then support down, support down here at 247, little range. See if it can break down. And we need to see that on the 30-minute and on the hour chart as well. Coming back to 250s. Failure at VWAP. See, I was going to hold a little bit, but I was like, nah. Go ahead and take my little bit. All right, I got 6 minutes on the stream. I'm going to have to jump off. But at least we're seeing it come on down through those levels. And again, where are those levels at? These are the levels that I have. So after the stream, you can look at them if you want. But we got to continue to take notes to see where the new levels are forming. $250 now has 20,000 shares. Looking for that breakdown of the 250. And then the next level to catch it, there's one at the 240s. So, I mean, this thing could just rip down through all of that. All it takes is one scaredy cat. We have a 233 with 40,000 shares, just too close to each other. Too close. So the next place that I'll be looking is probably around that 215, 211, under the 220. Because that's a little bit spaced out. Nice little push down there to the 211s. So the first candle had 11 million. This one, second, had 4 million, 5 million, 3 million. So volume is decreasing. Tesla is going up. Tesla is leaving SPRB in the dust a little bit with 73 million shares on Tesla, up to 105. SPBR is still number 2 on the volume list. NIO is catching up with SPRB very quickly though. And yeah, NIO is looking like it's going to take its position in a little bit. Let's jump over here to the scans. Final scan. Tesla, SPR. Amazon coming on up the list as well. BLPH had a little bit of a pop. Pop down here to $2, back up to the 225s or whatnot. Low volume though. 250 is getting hammered again. Think about if I didn't take any profit off though. I would just be holding. I'd be like, okay, as long as it doesn't break down 240s, I'm gonna hold. But if I see money, I'm like, I'm really about that see money, take money life. I'm like, okay, I see the money. Why would I let this come back down to my break even to just get stopped out when I had the profit? Right? Don't want to just lose that opportunity. Watch the opportunity just fade in my face. Now, if it did break VWAP, of course, I would be moving my stop up with the break. And now coming down to this 250 with 28,000 there. So it's just too tight of a range. I mean, it's only 5 cents to the next level, and that can create a flush right there. You'll see that 28 disappear, then you see this 11 disappear, 20s disappear, and it just becomes a bloody massacre. And looking out here on the 30-minute, we can see how much pushback it got from trying to get to this halfway point on the previous candle. Couldn't even make it to 50%, which was the 275-ish up to the 280s. Found all their resistance at VWAP. So yeah, we'll see if I want to trade. If I want to take another trade, I will let you guys know in the Discord. If I see anything kind of coming into play, but as of now, I'm okay with what I've done today. Don't want to get into over trading and all that. I've only taken 2 trades this week. Both of them was green, so I'm good to go there. Now this candle is opening up red again. Question is, will it break down this previous low of the 240s now? Looking real weak down here behind this previous 30-minute pressure. 50s getting hit hard. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Lori said pick moving, PIK. Oh, that's what in the world? It's off the map. That can't be right. What? Yeah, it is moving. It's definitely moving. I don't know about that. Oh, okay, okay. I was like, what? Yeah, pick is moving, but that range, man. I'm looking for like on those trades that I took, the realized gains and loss. Yeah. So these gains here per I took some 4 cents, 6 cents, 10 cents, and pick just can't give me this kind of range. 15 cents, just taking all that profit until it's all in there. I need that range, baby. But anyway, that is it for me today. I have to get to this freaking meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in again. I will be streaming back on Monday morning. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.